Playbook is your index. Okay, this details the plays. And there's 6 plays to this playbook. And I'm going to use a football acronym all afternoon today. There's 6 plays to this playbook. What we need to do is figure out which play we need to run with this voter, thumb to that play, and execute it. Okay? So the first 2 plays, plays 1 and 2, deal with voters that are in the register. We talked about this 10 days ago. Number 1 is a change of address voter. Somebody who is changing already in your book, is changing their address, but is their new address keeps them in your book. Okay? We have to use the provisional ballot envelope to change that address. That's play number 1. We'll talk about that again in 1 second. Number 2 is voter in the register that has an outstanding absentee ballot. That's our yellow voter, remember? Okay, so they have to do a provisional ballot, and we have a play for that. The next 4 voters are our red voters. These are our red voters. Red voters are not in your black book, are not in your book. Okay, they're coming up to the table, they're giving you their name, and guess what? They're not in your book. They're automatic provisional ballot. And we have slogans around here now. If you're green, you vote in the machine. If you're red, you vote in the red. Meaning your provisional ballot's going into the red bag. Does that make sense? Okay? So these next 4 plays 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to sound like a broken record here for a minute, because I'll rattle them off to you, and you can see where I'm going with this. Number 3, voter not in register, is in the correct precinct and does not have or refuses to show a valid form of ID and or residency. Automatic provisional ballot. That's a red voter, not in the book, automatic provisional ballot. We have a play for that. Play 4, voter not in register, is in the correct precinct. Voter has valid ID, but does not have proof of residency. That could happen. We have a play for that too. Play 5 is the exact opposite of play 4. Voter not in register, is in correct precinct, has proof of residency, but does not have valid ID. So it's just the exact opposite of play 4. We got a play for that too. The play I think will run the most. The play I think will run the most is play 6. This is voter, once again, not in register, in the correct precinct, but has valid form of ID and valid form of residency. This is our same-day registration voters, or our change of address voters. If I move from Johnston 1 to Johnston 2, I'm not in Johnston 2's book, so I need to do a provisional ballot, and I will have to show identity and residency. This is the play I think will run the most. And I talked to you guys about this 10 days ago when we last met. I talked about how 10 years ago when we first started doing same-day registrations, how it was kind of rocky at first. People did not know what they needed to bring to the polling place. You know, they came to the polling place with half of this, or left the other half at home, or they came with nothing. And some of the lucky ones just brought their whole junk drawer with them and had everything with them. 10 days after this, I think voters now know what they need to bring with them if they want to register to vote. And they do a pretty good job of this, I think, and that's place 6, one I think we'll see the most. But this is our index, and you can see here as you're talking to the voter, you can figure out which voter that is, look at your index, pick the number, and then go to the corresponding play. So that's our index. Okay? So far so good? This next form in your playbook is just a reference sheet letting you know and the voter know what they can use as proper proof of identity and proper proof of residency. This hasn't changed. Still the same documents need to be used. One of those up top can prove who they are. One of those down below can prove where they live. And you can share this with the voter. We want to be open and honest with the voter, of course. So any one of these forms is what a voter needs to have with them if they want to register and vote. I'll stop right now because I know the question is going to be asked. Can somebody have a copy of their phone bill on their cell phone? Or can they have an email on their phone that they can show you to prove where they live? And the answer is no. They have to have a hard copy with them. Okay? They can, you know, and I know a lot of people do online banking or automatic bill pay or whatnot, and I'm one of those people, but, you know, I do get statements or whatnot. I can find something if I need to that has my name and address on it. So that's, I know that question's coming, so I'll go ahead and stop it before it comes, and the answer is no. They cannot use cell phone or electronic device to prove where they live or who they are.
Observation.